go.
Hi guys, this story is Slug Needs a Hug and it's by Jean Willis and Tony Ross. Once upon a timey, there was a little slimy, spotty, shiny, whiny slug. He was wet and weedy and very, very needy and always greedy for a hug. His mummy didn't hug him and it began to bug him and he wondered why, oh why. Is she never snuggly because I am so ugly? Said Sluggy with a soggy little slide. He spoke to the other creatures with very different features and asked them what he thought to do to make himself more huggable, less slithery and sluggable, for sadly Sluggy didn't have a clue. Perhaps if you were furrier and fluffier and purrier, said Kitten, then your mum would hug you tight. So Sluggy put on a woolly hat with a picture of a cat and a furry jacket, just in case she might. You look funny, chummy. If you want a hug from mummy, said Bird, you need to have feathers and a beak. Piglet roared with laughter. If it's hug the slug is after, he needs trotters and a tail and a squeak. With trotters, tail and coat, and beak and feathers, Slug met Goat, who told him that he looked a little weird. If you want a hug, my friend, you need horns stuck on the end, and you get yourself a handsome goatee beard. Slug did as Goat suggested, and he sensibly invested in some horns and a moustache made out of string. Moth looked aghast and muttered, and he whispered as he fluttered, Slug, you need some wings, you silly little thing. Slug made himself a pair, and he couldn't fly into the air as his wings were scarlet petals from a rose. Although he smelled delightful, Fox declared that he looked frightful and he'd never get a hug without a nose. Should I lose the beak, thought Slug, if I really want a hug? Would Mummy love me more with just a snout? There was very little space to wear them both upon his face, but Sluggy did, in case of any doubt. Sluggy gazed into the brook and his astonishing new look and barely recognised his own reflection. If she doesn't hug you now, then she will never, said the cow, and she gave the slug a head-to-tail inspection. Hoping Cow was right, Sluggy chugged slowly home that night to his mum and his fabulous disguise. But after all he'd done, she didn't recognise her son. Mother, it's me, said Slug. Surprise! But I love you just as you are, you sweet slug by far, said Mum. You have been very greatly missed. You're beautiful and charming. If I could, I'd hug you, darling. But alas, she has no arms, and so they kissed.